Today, I have a special story for you. It's about a man who became one of the most famous people in the world, Donald Trump. Whether you love him or not, one thing is clear: his life is full of big dreams, big wins, and big challenges. But wait! This is not just a story. This is also a fun way for you to learn English. As I tell you about Trump's life, I will use simple words and clear sentences. If you don't understand something, don't worry. Just listen carefully and repeat after me. Before we start, here's a little tip: turn on the subtitles. This will help you read and listen at the same time. And here's a challenge for you: try to repeat some keywords with me. Are you ready? Okay, let's go back in time. Imagine this: it's June 14th, 1946. In New York City, a baby boy is born into a wealthy family. His name? Donald John Trump. Donald Trump was born in Queens, New York, in 1946. His father, Fred Trump, was a businessman who built houses and apartments. His mother, Mary Trump, came from Scotland. She was kind and loved taking care of the family. Donald grew up in a big house with 4 brothers and sisters. As a child, Donald was energetic and competitive. He liked playing sports and winning games. But sometimes, he got into trouble. He liked to do things his own way, and he didn't always listen to the rules. His parents wanted him to learn discipline, so when he was 13 years old, they sent him to a military school. At New York Military Academy, Donald had to wake up early, wear a uniform, and follow strict rules. It was tough, but he also learned important lessons. He became more focused and more confident. He played sports and became a leader among the students. He liked the feeling of winning and being in charge. Even as a teenager, Donald dreamed of being successful. He saw his father running a big business and wanted to do the same, but even bigger. He wanted to build skyscrapers, own hotels, and make a name for himself. By the time he finished high school, Donald was ready for his next step: college. And not just any college, one of the best business schools in the country. After finishing military school, Donald Trump went to Fordham University in New York. But after 2 years, he wanted something better. So, he transferred to Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. Wharton was one of the best business schools in the country, and Donald wanted to learn everything about money, real estate, and success. Even in college, he was different. Many students wanted a normal job after graduation, but Donald wanted to build an empire. He studied business, but he also paid attention to people, how they talked, how they made deals, and how they became rich. After graduating in 1968, Donald was ready to start his career. But instead of starting from nothing, he joined his father's company, Elizabeth Trump and Son. His father was already successful, building homes and apartments in New York. But Donald had bigger dreams. He didn't just want to build homes, he wanted tall buildings, luxury hotels, and famous landmarks. One of his first big projects was the Commodore Hotel in Manhattan. The hotel was old and losing money. But Donald had a plan. He convinced the city to give him a tax break, made a deal with a big bank, and turned the hotel into the famous Grand Hyatt New York. It was his first big win. With this success, Donald decided it was time for a change. He took control of the company and renamed it the Trump Organization. His goal? To put his name on the biggest, most beautiful buildings in the world. And his next project would make him very, very famous. Donald Trump had a big vision. He didn't want to just build buildings, he wanted to create icons. He wanted people to see a skyscraper and immediately think, that's a Trump building. In the late 1970s, he found the perfect project, Trump Tower. He wanted to build a luxurious skyscraper in the heart of Manhattan, on Fifth Avenue. But there was a problem, the land belonged to an old store. Donald didn't let that stop him. He made a deal, bought the land, and started building. Trump Tower opened in 1983, and it was a huge success. It was tall, modern, and glamorous. Inside, it had a beautiful waterfall, gold decorations, and luxury apartments. Celebrities, millionaires, and famous people wanted to live there. Donald Trump had arrived. After Trump Tower, he kept building. He bought casinos in Atlantic City, built hotels, and even created golf courses. His name was everywhere. People saw Trump as the symbol of wealth, success, and power. He wrote a book called The Art of the Deal, where he shared his business secrets. The book became a bestseller, and people started to see him as a business genius. In the 1990s, Donald expanded into television, sports, and branding. He bought the Taj Mahal Casino, built the Trump Plaza, and even tried to start a football league. Some projects worked, others didn't. But no matter what, Trump kept going. He also became a celebrity. He appeared on TV, gave interviews, and talked about success, business, and winning. His personality was big, his buildings were big, and his dreams were even bigger. But business is never easy. And soon, Donald Trump would face one of his biggest challenges ever. Success is great, but life is full of ups and downs. In the early 1990s, Donald Trump faced big financial problems. Some of his businesses were losing money. His casinos in Atlantic City were struggling. His real estate projects had too much debt. Banks started to worry. Could Trump pay back all the money he borrowed? For the first time, Donald Trump wasn't just winning, he was losing. In 1991, the Trump Taj Mahal Casino went bankrupt. Soon, other businesses followed. People started to say, "Is this the end of Trump?" But Donald had one big strength, he never gave up. Instead of running away, he renegotiated his debts. He made deals with banks and found ways to keep his company alive. Slowly, he started to rebuild his empire. By the late 1990s, Trump was back. He finished new real estate projects and expanded into TV, branding, and golf courses. He put his name on everything: Trump Hotels, Trump Golf, Trump Ice, bottled water, even Trump Steaks. One of his biggest comebacks came in 2004, when he became the host of The Apprentice, a business reality TV show. Millions of people watched him every week, waiting for his famous phrase, "You're fired." The show made him more famous than ever. Donald Trump had proven something important: even after big failures, you can always come back stronger. But his next move would shock the world. He wasn't just a businessman anymore. He was about to enter politics. By the early 2000s, Donald Trump was not just a businessman, he was a celebrity. He had already been in the news for his buildings, his casinos, and his lifestyle. But in 2004, he became a TV star with his new reality show, The Apprentice. The concept was simple. A group of young business professionals competed for a job at the Trump Organization. Every week, Trump tested their skills in real business challenges. The weakest player heard the famous words, "You're fired." The show was a huge success. Millions of people watched every episode. They saw Trump as a tough, smart businessman who knew how to win. The Apprentice made him even more famous. He became a pop culture icon. His face was on magazines, talk shows, and even in movies and cartoons. People imitated his voice, joked about his hair, and repeated his catchphrases. Trump used this new fame to expand his brand. He sold books, launched a university, and put his name on more products. Everything had the Trump name: Trump hotels, Trump golf, Trump vodka, even Trump board games. For more than a decade, Trump was at the top of the entertainment world. But while he was busy with TV, something else was happening. He started talking more about politics. He had opinions about how America should be run. People listened. Some agreed. Some didn't. Then, in 2015, he made a shocking announcement. He was running for President of the United States. For years, Donald Trump talked about politics. He gave interviews, shared opinions, and even thought about running for president before. But nobody expected what happened in 2015. On June 16, standing in Trump Tower, he made a big announcement. He was running for President of the United States. At first, many people thought it was a joke. Trump had no experience in politics. He was a businessman and a TV star. But he was serious. His campaign slogan was simple: "Make America Great Again." Trump's campaign was different. He didn't speak like a typical politician. He spoke like a businessman, direct, confident, and sometimes controversial. He promised to bring jobs back, protect American businesses, and make the country stronger. Some people loved him, others didn't. But everyone was talking about him. The 2016 election was a battle between Trump and Hillary Clinton, a former First Lady and Secretary of State. Most experts believed Clinton would win easily. But Trump's message connected with many voters. He traveled across the country, speaking to large crowds. He used social media, especially Twitter, to share his ideas and respond to critics. On November 8, 2016, something shocking happened. Donald Trump won the election. He became the 45th President of the United States. Many people were surprised. Some were excited. Others were worried. But one thing was clear: Donald Trump had done the impossible. His victory changed American politics forever. But winning was just the beginning. Now, he had to lead the country. Donald Trump's presidency was one of the most talked about in history. He made big decisions, changed policies, and faced many challenges. Some people believed he made America stronger. Others disagreed with his style of leadership. But one thing was certain, he was always at the center of attention. In 2020, Trump ran for a second term against Joe Biden. The election happened during a difficult time, the COVID-19 pandemic. The country was divided, and the results were close. In the end, Joe Biden won, and Trump left office in January 2021. But even after leaving the White House, Trump didn't disappear. He continued to speak at rallies, share his opinions, and influence American politics. His supporters still believed in his vision, and some hoped he would run for president again. Trump's legacy is complex. To his supporters, he is a fighter, a businessman, and a leader who put America first. To his critics, he is controversial and unpredictable. But no matter what, his name will always be remembered in history. From a young boy in Queens to a billionaire businessman, a TV star, and a U.S. president, Donald Trump's story is one of ambition, success, and controversy. But what can we learn from his journey? That's what we'll talk about next. Now that you know Donald Trump's story, let's use it to improve your English. First, let's look at some important words from this story. Businessman, a person who runs a business. Example, Donald Trump is a businessman. Skyscraper, a very tall building. Example, Trump Tower is a skyscraper in New York. Election, a process where people vote to choose a leader. Example, the U.S. election happens every 4 years. President, the leader of a country. Example, Trump was the 45th President of the United States. Now, repeat after me: businessman, skyscraper, election, president. Good job! Let's also practice some useful phrases. Never give up. Keep trying, don't stop. Think big. Have big dreams and goals. You're fired. A famous phrase from Trump's TV show. These phrases can help you sound more natural in English. Try using them in a sentence. Now, here's a question for you. Backhand index pointing right. If you were a businessman, what kind of business would you start? Write your answer in the comments. So, what can we learn from Donald Trump's story? Whether you agree with him or not, one thing is clear: he always thought big and never gave up. From a young boy in Queens to a billionaire businessman, a TV star, and the 45th President of the United States, Trump's life is full of lessons about success, failure, and persistence. And just like in business or politics, learning English is about never giving up. Some days are easy, some days are hard, but if you keep going, you will improve. Remember, think big, set big goals for yourself. Work hard, keep practicing every day. Never give up, mistakes are part of learning. You did great today. You learned a new story, improved your English, and practiced useful words and phrases. Keep going. The more you listen, speak, and read, the better you will become. If you enjoyed this lesson, subscribe for more stories. And remember, your journey to success is just beginning.